Do you also feel that the Great Wall is an overrated place that's not really worth visiting? A modern reconstruction with no historical spirit, crowds of tourists ruining your photos and endless lines. But what if I told you about a section of the wall that has remained in its original state, untouched by restoration? There are hardly any people on this section and you'll be able to walk there almost alone. It's the only section that's open for night visits. But that's not all. At the foot of the wall lies the stunningly beautiful ancient town of Gubei. In this video, I'll tell you in detail how to get to this section, how much it costs, and give you a ready-made itinerary for your visit. What sections of the wall are there? There are 4 popular sections. Badaling is the closest to the city and the easiest to reach. You can get there by train, but there are huge crowds. Mutianyu is the section with that famous toboggan ride down. You can also get there by bus. Jinshanling is one of the most convenient sections of the wall, but the best preserved and unrestored section is Simatai. Right at the foot of the Simatai section is the town of Gubei. So in this video, I'll be referring to these 2 names. From Beijing to Gubei and the Simatai section, it takes about 2 to 3 hours by bus. So you need to leave early, around 8 or 9 in the morning. First, you arrive at the Watertown of Gubei. It's a vast area of an ancient town. Gubei Watertown is located 150 kilometers from Beijing at the foot of the Great Wall of China. In reality, it is a modern tourist complex that was opened in 2014 on the site of an old village. The local residents were relocated to a new town nearby, and this center was created in their place. The town is built over a river with stone bridges and docks, and it is styled after traditional Chinese architecture. Many people come here for the weekend because there are a lot of hotels with hot springs. So, if you want to come on your own, it's better to stay overnight. That way, you can relax in a good hotel and take a leisurely walk around the town and along the wall. The entrance fee for Gubei Watertown and the Great Wall is 120 yuan. You can also use the free shuttle from Gubei to the wall, but more on that later. Here, you can take a boat ride. Up to 8 people can fit in one boat. The boatman rows in the traditional way and it's very interesting to watch. While you're riding the boat, you can admire the town from the water. The views are quite unusual. There are 2 routes, a full one and a short one. On the full route, you'll be taken almost all the way through the town, and the trip will take about 40 minutes. The short route is enough, and the whole journey will take no more than 20 minutes. Such a boat ride costs 80 yuan per person. After that, you can have lunch. Gubei has plenty of restaurants and street food, but for the most part, it's Chinese cuisine. I went to a place where they serve hot pot. It's a Chinese samovar. Vegetables and thin slices of meat are dipped into boiling broth and then into sauce. It's a very simple, yet quite tasty meal. The Gubei area and the Great Wall of China are very close to each other, but it's difficult to get there on foot. There is a free bus to the top, or you can take the cable car. The cable car operates until 5 in the evening. That's why I recommend starting with a visit to the wall, not the town. The views from the cable car are very beautiful. The cable car costs 160 yuan per person for a round trip. The cable car will take you almost to the very top, but from there you'll need to climb a bit further up the steps. Be careful because the stones on the wall are very tall and in some places it will be difficult to walk. This is not suitable for people with disabilities or those with very small children. The walk doesn't take long, 10 minutes at most, but it's important to know this. When you reach the top, you'll see an absolutely stunning view. Here you'll find watchtowers number 6, 7 and 8. You can spend anywhere from 2 to 4 hours walking along the wall. You can stroll along the top of the Great Wall of China. There are areas where it's very easy to walk and there are places that are sloped so you'll even have to crawl a little. But that's entirely up to you. You can go inside the watchtowers or simply sit on the wall and relax. I will never forget the feeling of standing on a deserted wonder of the world, surrounded by endless expanses and a wall stretching for 1,000 kilometers. It was very hard to hold back my emotions. Notice that no one is getting in the way of the shot. After your walk along the Great Wall of China, you take the cable car down and begin exploring the town of Gubei. The town is built on water and it's a real labyrinth of narrow streets. Everywhere you look, there are dreamy backdrops for photography. The streets look like they're straight out of a postcard. There are both temples and shops here. I visited in early November and just look at the riot of colors here. Yes, the town is new, but it really is beautiful. I recommend stopping by a local cafe. They're located along the canals, and the views here are truly stunning. There isn't a specific walking route. You just want to wander around and see everything here. I walked around until sunset, and in the evening, beautiful lights come on here. And the best and most unusual views of the city are from the temple. You can also find it on the map. It's located across the road from the city. This is an active temple and it's very beautiful. Go inside and find the pagoda. Don't worry, everyone here is very friendly and will gladly guide you to the pagoda if you can't find it yourself. It's from the platform next to this pagoda that you get a stunning view of Gubei Watertown and the Great Wall of China illuminated at night. Simatai is the only section of the Great Wall of China that is open for night visits. How do you get to the Simatai section and Gubei Watertown? Option 1. On your own, by public transport from Dongjimen Metro Station, take bus number 980. The bus runs from 6 in the morning until 8 in the evening. The ticket costs 48 yuan and they accept cash. It's a rather complicated option because you'll have to look for the bus stop at a large station. To navigate more easily, use Chinese maps like Baidu or a map. So, how much does it cost to visit Gubei Watertown and the Simatai section on your own? The entrance ticket to Gubei and the wall is 140 yuan. The round-trip cable car is 140 yuan, the boat ride is 80 yuan, lunch at local restaurants is, let's say, 50 yuan, and the round-trip bus is 90 yuan. So a day trip per person will cost from 500 yuan. That's about $70. But there's a better, simpler, and cheaper option. In fact, that's the option I used to visit Gubei Watertown. It's to take a ready-made tour from the Chinese operators. I'll explain everything now. This isn't the usual tour with a guide who leads you by the hand. They simply pick you up from Guomo Metro Station at 9 in the morning, take you to Gubei Watertown by tourist bus, and at 7 in the evening, they pick you up and drop you off at the metro station again. But you explore the wall and the town on your own. It's very convenient because the transportation is taken care of, but you also have a lot of freedom. That's exactly the kind of tour I took. It cost from $50 and included transportation from Beijing and back, entrance tickets to the wall and to Gubei Watertown, the cable car, lunch, and a transfer to the meeting point, which was paid for separately. I'll leave links in the description where you can buy such a tour. I'm not a guide and I don't work with this company. I'm just sharing information about China and how to travel and visit places that are hard to reach in the simplest way possible. As for the language, the guide doesn't tell the history of the wall, he only explains practical things. When the cable car closes, where the bus will be waiting for you, where to eat. Everyone in the group is a foreign tourist. How should you plan your trip to Beijing if you want to visit the wall? Day 1. Visit Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. Here, it would also be a good idea to take a guided tour. The Forbidden City is simply enormous and the guide will provide interesting information and show you a fascinating route. In this case, you don't even need to book anything yourself. Day 2. Visit the Summer Palace, Beijing Library, the Temple of Heaven, and the Red Theater. All these places are located along the same subway line. Day 3. Take a tour to the Watertown of Gubei and the Simatai section of the Great Wall of China. This tour will take the whole day. Day 4. Visit the Confucius Temple and the Lama Temple. These are two huge and magnificent temples in the city center. Final day. Take a walk through the Hutong and the streets of Beijing. This is a classic route. I also have a very detailed video called 5-Day Beijing Itinerary. I'll leave links to all the resources in the description.